Samos, a Greek island at the head of an archipelago in the eastern Aegean, close to the coast of Turkey. With a research base on Samos and 6 others throughout the island chain, Archipelagos Institute of Marine Conservation is a non-profit organisation committed to researching and defending the biodiversity of the northeastern Mediterranean. Many young scientists come here from all over the world to work towards a common goal: the protection of our seas and nature. The work that Archipelagos carries out is diverse, from laboratory research to fieldwork focusing on the island's animals, including chameleons, flamingos, and golden jackals. The primary focus of the Institute's efforts, however, is playing a fundamental role in assessing seawater contamination, monitoring marine habitats, and native marine biodiversity.
Η αρχή του Archipelagos, αυτή τη μέρα που ξεκίνησε, είναι αυτό. Η άμυνα για τη φύση. Η επιστήμη, ναι, θα τη χρησιμοποιήσουμε, είναι ένα πάρα πολύ καλό εργαλείο για να τεκμηριώνει τα προβλήματα, αλλά το επόμενο βήμα πρέπει να είναι η δράση. Να μας δώσει και γνώση. Γνώση για όποιον επιστήμονα, για όποια χώρα, για όποια ομάδα ανθρώπων θέλει να φτάσει σε αυτό το αποτέλεσμα.
Archipelagos, for many years, has had a dream: to open a rehabilitation center for stranded and formerly captive marine animals. What if this dream could become a reality? This is the Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary, the rehabilitation center that Archipelagos started to build in 2016. Equipped with a veterinary clinic, secured pools, and facilities to accommodate different animal species, it will be the first fully sustainable and economically viable centre in the world. Rudia Bay, located on the island of Lipsi and chosen by Archipelagos to build the groundbreaking rehabilitation centre. This bay is a paradise on earth for all marine life. Untouched by tourists and far from pollution. The aim is that this centre will play a leading role in freeing marine mammals from captivity. It is still believed by many that if you want to see dolphins, you must go to a dolphinarium rather than the sea.
If now I'm talking to the people and I'm saying, I'm here because I'm a researcher, I'm a marine mammal scientist, most of the time I'm receiving the question, there are dolphins in the sea? Of course, if there are not dolphins in the sea, where else they can be? In captivity?
There are over 2,500 captive marine mammals, dolphins and whales around the world, and there are more than 330 captive dolphins in Europe.
But does this really mean life for an animal?
Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary in Lipsi, it started as a means to address both the need to take care, provide first aid and rehabilitation to marine mammals and turtles that we frequently find injured and stranded around the Aegean Sea and the Greek seas.
Every year in the Aegean Sea, as well as in the entire Mediterranean, there are many strandings and many animals to rescue. For the green turtle, the area of the Aegean Sea is a key habitat in terms of foraging ground. Parallelly, the Aegean is the most important area in the Mediterranean for the monk seal, Monachus monachus. The monk seal is one of the most endangered species of marine mammals worldwide, and is the most endangered species in the Mediterranean. The last estimation is reporting that only less than 600 animals are living all around the world, and of course they are living in the Aegean. Unfortunately, because of we had not a rehabilitation center, we were not able to give them the deserved attention and facilities and caring that they were needing. A vet clinic and a big structure can help us in handle in managing better these cases, not only locally but in the entire Aegean, and of course if possible also to give an opportunity for other animals in the Mediterranean.
Long discussion process with the local communities, we agreed and decided on the selected site in Lipsi Island. The building has been leased in long term, the constructions have started, and provided there's some funding available, they can be completed within a few months' time. The aim of the Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary is, through the cooperation of an incredibly good team of experts from all over the world, to develop the best protocols, the first protocols by which we can set the gold standards on how a sanctuary can be created and operate with the lowest possible operational costs. The Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary in Lipsi Island is the most progressed from all the efforts, and we're progressing both the licensing and the construction processes, which are, with a little bit of help, will be completed very soon. Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary aims to provide a solution to animals that are released from captivity.
The dolphins are part of the marine biodiversity. For this reason, it's extremely important to save them and to protect them, especially in their own natural environment, that is the sea. In the dolphin area, usually the dolphins are under a big stress because of the not natural environment where they are living. So for this reason, the Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary will give them the chance to be back in the wild and live the life that they deserve.
If you go to any delphinarium in the world, you will see that after every jump and after every leap, the dolphins are rewarded by fish. If they were not hungry and if they were not starving, they would not do all this that they do for food.
They don't necessarily use all their talents. They don't hunt for fish. They don't use their sonar to communicate and to locate fish or to play. So the only thing they know is reward of food for tricks. keen to interact often, so they bow ride when you are sailing. They're often showing themselves, but it's on their terms. I mean, they decide if they're keen to interact or not, and it's not us telling them in return for food what to do. So I think it is a matter of time until many people probably agree that this is not a life for a dolphin. I mean, a barren tank of very limited size doesn't compare to the ocean, where they have all the space in the world.
The species that are living in the dolphinarium, especially in Europe, are mostly Tursiops truncatus, bottlenose dolphin. This species is living in a coastal area, so it will be absolutely natural for them to live in an anthropic environment. That means that they can live in an environment where the humans are presented as well.
Working towards this goal raises many unanswered questions. How does the rehabilitation of a dolphin work? How long does it take? And most importantly, will the dolphins be able to survive without human assistance and relearn how to live in a near-natural environment?
Not realistic that we are taking a dolphin from the captivity structure and put it back into the wild immediately. To allow a dolphin from a captivity structure to come to our Aegean Marine Life Sanctuary is not a short-term procedure. An individual can be completely able to adapt itself for transportation or for be back into the wild in a short-term period, like 6 months, 1 year. But of course to the wild it will take longer, but we can have dolphins that need more time to be adapted to the wild as well as to the transportation process. For example, in the captivity they are not more using, or they are using in a really low way, the echolocation. That is the main strategy that they are using to feed and of course to orientate themselves in the wild. As soon as a dolphin arrives to the sanctuary, it will be conducted a several check to the animal in order to assess the health of the animal, about the stress, the general condition of the animals. As soon as the health conditions are completely okay, the dolphin will be released in the bay. In the bay, step by step, the animal will be trained to be again completely independent in terms of feeding and in terms of go around in its own and native environment, as well as completely forget the human contact. Animals are completely dependent to the humans while they are living in the captivity. For this reason, we will follow a process to adapt them to be completely independent. So at the beginning we will continuously feeding them with the previous trainers, and then step by step, as soon as the echolocation and the adaptation in the wild will be back, will be working again, they will be able to feed by themselves and to not more be dependent from the humans. We have always to keep in mind that it is possible that some dolphins cannot reach this goal, and they can have some problem from stress to no adaptation at all, until of course the death of the animal. If we think that it's always better to live in 1 day into the life than 100 years into the captivity, we can realize that for them this chance, this big dream can be a solution for a new life, for a new future for them, as well as for the dolphins in Europe and in the world entirely.
The beauty of these creatures is undeniable. Don't they deserve to come back and live, free, where they belong? Dolphins naturally live in harmony with their environment. Why can we not do the same?
We are not more leaving the nature, but we are living inside our house, talking about money that can attract our attention. But we forgot completely what is in our history, that we are animals. We are part of an ecosystem, and in this ecosystem we have a role that is not the prioritarian role. It's just a role in the same way, in the same level of the others one. We have to move our center in the ecocentric center and not in the anthropocentric society. And this is something that I think that it could be the solution of all this problem in the nature as well as in the captivity.
We have forgotten how to live sustainably with nature in the same way that other animals do, thriving without polluting or destroying their environment. If we can learn how to live in this way once again, we can answer many of the questions and challenges that our society faces. While Archipelagos strives to provide the facilities for dolphins to relearn how to live in the wild, it appears humans have just as much to gain from a re-education to life.